Hey there, and happy Wednesday. So it's been a full day already today. I had a couple of the grands for a little bit this morning. My oldest loves to mow. Actually, both of the two oldest love to mow. So the oldest was mowing, the middle one was helping me pick up sticks. And I think if I get right out there tomorrow morning, before it gets too hot, I should have all the sticks caught up for the farm pickup from the storm a few weeks ago. And so hopefully get that finished. It's a good feeling to have that caught up and have the place looking like it should. So, and then today I had new color and haircut fresh, so that feels good to just do that. I don't know if you guys just look forward to that. I do. I have like thin hair, so it makes it feel like it kind of doubles the thickness of it, at least until I wash it with our water, and then it feels back to normal again. All right, so what I have today for you is a fun fold. It's an easy fun fold, one of the easiest ones, and it showcases some paper. You guys know I love paper, so today I am showcasing the Waterside Retreat, and I've been using that Waterside Retreat Sweet Collection, focusing on the chair quite a bit and putting that together and such. And today I'm just using more or less like the accessory that goes with it and the paper. So let me get this turned around. Hello, Marquet. Thanks for joining in, and Elaine also. So this is great to have a couple of you here with me already. And let me see if I can zoom in a little bit without it being too much. All right, so here we have the card. Have a great birthday. I think this makes a great guy card. I was commenting too that this seagull reminds me of like the Hollister brand of clothing, or American Eagle or something like that. And so there we've got that relax and that. And then we've got kind of this dangly pendant here. These are the loose anchor trinkets actually. And all of this can basically be found in this catalog here on page 20. So here is a big version of that loose anchor trinket that I just showed you dangling from the card. And then this is actually the design that I'm working with today from the 12 by 12 Designer Series paper. I've shown you these products before and the bundle. So if you see that chair, that's what I'm talking about. And so I didn't feel it was necessary to go through the paper and all of that again. And so I'm just going to make this quick and easy fun fold for you. But before I get too far, I'm just going to freeze this, try and hold it as steady as I can. So for those of you like to take notes, do a screenshot or something, there you have it. So that is the instructions as far as everything that is part of making the card. All right, so to start with, I have some Azure Afternoon. I don't use this color very often. It's not that I don't like it, but in that defense too, this just goes to show I love Stampin' Up's Designer Series paper. So if they don't have paper that has certain colors in it, then I'm probably not going to use that color of cardstock or ink. And so a lot of times, like, I go in in phases, put it that way, because Stampin' Up's paper kind of goes in phases sometimes too. So I just start with my Designer Series paper and then go with my card base based on that. And that's what makes it easier for me. So what I did is I took an 8.5 by 11 piece of cardstock, cut that in half. So we're going to be folding the card the long way, this way, opening up the long way, not that way. And what I did then after that is I just scored it at the 5.5. So half of 8.5 by 11 is the 5.5. Scored it there so that we're going to score it. And this is a normal size card like so. Then what I did though is I cut off, let me just double check. Yep, 3 1/4. I cut off 3 1/4 inch. So this is then 3 1/4 by 4 1/4 here. And that is going to be the piece then cut off that's going to turn around and become this. So there's no waste that way, which is always great. Oh, hello there, Robin. You guys, I have Robin joining me. Robin and I met for the first time in Seattle. And I just loved our friendship already. And so it's fun to see you jumping on here. She was on the Alaska incentive trip. So thanks for joining in. All right, so to continue on with my easy card then, after cutting this, knowing it's going to twist to this, I have the measurement for this. Then all I knew I wanted to do and needed to do was cut down the next layer like a 1/4 inch less. So then I got out this pretty paper that I love with the seagulls on it. And so then this, let me double check here my glass mat measurements. So this is 3 by 4, and I know I've told you guys that before, that I love using the 3 by 4 measurement because there's no waste on a 12 by 12 piece of paper, and you can just kind of go, okay, this is going to make X amount of cards, whether you want to designate that one sheet and make that many cards of a design. Some of you do like to, because then the whole sheet's used up. Some of you are like, no, I get tired of that design or that card by the time I make like 3 or 4 max. So, but anyway, that's why I like the 3 by 4. And then maybe as I tip this over to put some adhesive on, you'll say, oh yeah, I know exactly what page that's coming from that designer series paper pack, because I've been using that quite a bit too with my chair and for great like Father's Day cards, masculine card. This also would make a great card for a guy, which we are often looking for ideas, right? Okay, so now this piece here is also from that same designer series paper pack, the Waterside Retreat, and it's got that nice like shiplap look, and then the other side super cute with kind of a watercolor look of different nautical things too. But I'm going to use the side that kind of coordinates best with our seagulls here. So I'm just going to get a little bit of adhesive on there, and I'm going to see if that knot can show. I had it that way, and I know that the birds would cover that up. Oops. And sometimes when it's fun fold like this and you look at that and it's like, where does that start and end? Sometimes what I'll do is just open it up like here, and then I can see where kind of that visual 1/4 inch is around there. Easier to see than on here where it's hard to tell where it starts and finishes on to that next layer, like so there. All right, so I don't want to get this to be too much adhesive there, so I just kind of like, okay, about to that bird's beak, and then flip it over, and I'm just going to put about 3 strips of adhesive there. And then before I put this down, I don't want to put that down. I always check the back just to make sure. Okay, I don't want to put that down yet. I was mostly checking, but let me just do this quick because I am going to wrap this baker's twine around there. I almost forgot about that, so that's important. Okay, so let me take this. It's kind of the gray granite, which is the same as the ink pad that I'm going to use on the card once I get stamping. And I'm just going to tie this around here like so. And I'm going to tie it once again for a good knot. And then I'm going to cut one a little bit longer here, like so. And then pull out one of these loose anchor trinkets. Got a nice little center hole on there, which is, I think, a generous size to be able to put this, string it right through like so. And these they're nice and sturdy, and they're like a solid quality embellishment for a loose trinket, but yet they're not so overwhelmingly thick and gaudy to go through the mail. So it's kind of nice. If you're scrapbooking with these, I think they'll add a really nice touch to those pages too. I just want to make sure I got it all through there. And then once again, two knots just to secure it really well. Pull both of those together so that I know that they're evenly cut. Okay. Thank goodness for glass mats. I've done that several times where I accidentally get adhesive on, and I know I can get it off of here easily. All right, and actually I think I'm also going to work on the next step, which is have a great birthday here, because then I can know if I've got my baker's twine at the right height and such. So I'm going to take some gray granite here with the modern oval punch. So this came out a little while ago. It's that kind of big one. Oh, yeah. So Robin says she really likes this Azure Afternoon with it. And at first, when I was reading the backside, I'm like, gosh, that seems kind of bright for a lot of the other images and pieces on there. But for this particular page, it's really what makes it pop. So sometimes I take with a grain of salt what Stampin' Up! Says, or if I don't use that color often, I might go, okay, I can use something else. And I think I did, when I was originally designing this card, brought out some gray granite, but it just kind of made it look washed, nothing special, nothing popped, and it was just too much. So I thought I'll add the gray granite in for some like accent pieces and such, but not have that be my main focus. Okay, so now Azure Afternoon ink pad, have a great birthday. And this stamp is from the stamp set Relaxing Waterside. It's like, I know it's just, it sounds like the paper, but then not the same name. All right, so I've got that. And then what I'd like to do is just take out my trimmer here. And then, so what I do is, where you can see where this curves, that kind of just fits that sentiment perfect. And then where it's going to at the top start to do a little bit more of that curving, I just look for kind of where that area is, where it stops being flat against the top here of my trimmer. And then I'm just going to trim that off. So we don't have any of that dome on there, just that. And then we can go ahead and put this on our card, and that will help us kind of keep building the card. So let me put a few dimensionals on here. Probably just 3 is good. And now this is ready to go on that piece. So I'm going to line this up the same edge as the Designer Series paper, and just kind of eye that like so, because I think it looks better when it lines up with the Designer Series paper than all the way up to the top of the Azure Afternoon layer. So yes, okay, we've got that. And now I know that I can just scoot this down just a little bit more, I think, and then it's still going to be in a good spot. And then, like anything, sometimes the Designer Series paper, when you cut it, there might be maybe different areas where there's going to be less or more birds. And so maybe you might want to have this going the other way and down in this corner or something. So kind of keep an open mind if you are thinking you want to copy this design. I always like to let people know that as well. And now this is ready to go on here. And so I'm just going to put that right about there. And then, like I said before, I press it down really good. I like to just open this and go, yep, there's no adhesive sticking there that's going to accidentally close my card shut. So I've got that. And now let's do a little stamping with the gray granite. So let me take just this little piece here. And this is going to be my little basic white scratch piece of paper. I'm going to take the seagull and stamp that out there with gray granite. And then that's going to get ran through. Actually, let's just finish the inside here right away. Also from that same stamp set, I've got the nice relax here, which I think guys need to do. If I'm making a guy card, I think guys need to relax a lot. I know my guys are working hard. It's been so hot here this week, and 2 of them are out baling hay and such today. So that kind of makes for a miserable day. I know my husband will be glad to be back home and in the air conditioning very soon. Okay, so I'm just going to finish the inside of here. So I have that, got that. Kind of going out of the normal order of how I make my cards. All right, and then I'm going to kind of treat this seagull here almost like an extra added embellishment. So let me just put that on here and line that up. Sometimes with my littler dies, because I still love and use my magnetic pads, sometimes those little dies just like to jump. I think that one's gonna stay still, so that's good. Oh, you guys, though, I don't like it. I don't think it jumped. I just didn't get it in the right spot. Too much white showing there. So I am going to quick, it's the joys of live videos, right? Probably am doing this later in the day after having a full day. All right. Okay. So make sure that I have that like so. There we go. I think I was looking at a wrong focal point for my judging eye guide there. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. There, this looks so much better. Okay. I didn't want to bring it on camera unless it, or if it didn't. Hello there, Margaret. Good to see you on here. And because this is a pretty tiny thing here, you could use your adhesive sheets if you wanted on the back side. So that way when you run it through, it's all set and adhesive on there. But I just think that it's just as easy and convenient to take a mini glue dot. And if some of it wants to come out, I just kind of like curl that up, ball it up underneath there, and then have that be right above. There's plenty of room if you know that you're working with your sentiment kind of in that little scoop there of the modern oval punch, then you have room for that. And there you go. Let's see. And there we've got relax. So have a great birthday. Relax. I love this like easy guy card because guys love cards. Like sometimes I think we underestimate the value that they show when they receive cards and such. But when I even go over to my one son's house and he's on his own, you know, as far as having his own house and such, and to see my cards displayed for a long time there kind of makes me happy. And just to have a fun one that totally looks masculine is always kind of fun too. So hopefully that gives you a good idea. Like I said, fun fold, but very easy to copy, replicate, use with different cool papers that you might have. And you can have your own little style show up using your favorite colors and things like that too. So thanks so much. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much. Yesterday I earned the Costa Rica incentive trip, and thank you so much for your positive words about that. I haven't even had time to reply to any of you at all, but just Sue Sanders, I did reply to her because she was the one that her order put me over to earn the trip. And so she picked out a bundle just recently on her order that earned the trip. She had gotten one of the bundles from that Silly Old Bear Winnie the Pooh set. And so now she's getting the other bundle that coordinates with that too. So yeah, so that's kind of fun to just celebrate with her in that special way. And I'm going to be doing another giveaway here soon. My page just recently jumped over the 800 followers mark, and I think that is something to celebrate. And that's not about celebrating me, that's about celebrating you. So I have a new fun embossing folder that just dropped with these July online exclusives, and I think it'd be fun to give that away. So I have to think of a way that I can fairly, like, how do I take 800 people and give it away to one person? So if you have any ideas, because I don't want to type in 800 names on one of those little wheelie spinning things or whatever. So I don't know if you guys have any ideas of a fun way to give away that, because I want to. And just type in here or message me or something and just say, hey, I have a great idea. So I'm always open to options that way too. Have a good night, and I will see you back tomorrow with some more inspiration. Bye-bye.